Howdy! So normally I don't film using my front-facing camera, but I'm gonna try it this time just because I don't want to be bothered with turning it around and trying to hold it steady and everything. I just got out of the shower, in like a robe or something. Obviously no makeup or anything on. Waiting for my top ramen to cool. But anyway, so like I felt like I wanted to tell a story. Um And of course, as soon as I decide that, the story goes right out of my head. Let me think for a minute. Let me just try and see if I can remember what this story was that I wanted to tell you. Ugh, I was doing something and it made me remember this story, and I was like, that's actually pretty funny. Dang. Well, crap. I'm just gonna have to put this down, and if I remember what it was, I'll come back. Okay, so I totally remembered the story. Now, this is a little bit of it's kind of funny, but I guess there's more like serious undertones and everything. So I used to go to strip clubs, I guess fairly regularly because I think they're fun places. I had a lot of fun. I got in for free because I was a girl and I had discounted drinks. Um, so, out of all the places that I could go out, it was definitely the most like money conscious one. And so, anyways, I used to go with a friend who was under the drinking age, um, but he also like got the special price because he was with me and everything. Anyways, so we would go together. He would be my DD because he couldn't drink, and it was a great scenario because he could, see the girls and get the lap dances and everything, and I could drink all I wanted. And I had a ride home, and it was safe. Um, and there were a few times where I had some like conversations with other patrons that probably didn't go as well as they could have, and I probably should have been a lot safer, but I was like freshly 21, didn't know a whole lot of what was going on, and I was with a male friend, so I guess I felt really like safe. And that's not to say that I never went by myself. It's just that most of the time I went with him. Then, a few years progress and we've stopped doing that. He's moved away and stuff. So a person I knew got a job at one of the strip clubs, one that I had never been to before, but owned the other strip club. And she was like, "Oh, I really want you to come. I'm like really nervous and just come support me and everything." She wasn't a dancer. She was like was selling drinks and everything, but still, they still dress a certain way. She was a shot girl. If you've ever been to a strip club where they have shot girls, usually they dress pretty similar. Um anyways, so to the dancers. So anyways, I go. It's really late at night in a side of town that I had never been to before. I couldn't find it for like the longest time. Drove around and around and around. The parking lot of the one that I frequented, the parking lot was like around, like a big horseshoe around the building, right? And there were a bunch of bouncers in the parking lot. Like it felt very safe. This one, the parking lot was across the street and there was a bouncer. And after I like stood out, like I don't remember whether I like lurked in my car for a while and like texted my friend to make sure that she was there and that she was like gonna be meet me at the door or whatever, or whether I got up out of the car. I don't remember that part. But one way or another, a bouncer event. I remember being outside for a while, and the bouncer came out and got me from across the street and walked me across the street, which I thought was nice. Like I'm all about like independence and everything, but whether you're a man or a woman, it's never nice to walk around in the dark on a creepy side of town that you've never been on before alone. Like it's nice to have someone with you. So it had nothing to do with me being a girl or anything. I mean, I'm sure he did it because I was a girl. Like I don't know whether he would escort male patrons, but whatever. It was just whatever. Anyways, so he was like the outside bouncer. So I don't know where the wires got crossed. So I go inside and the indoor bouncer is refusing to let me in because I am a woman. And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he was like, "You can't come in unless you're escorted by a man." Now, I am certain that it had something to do with because I had free admission, and so therefore they were trying to make that extra buck. But that is still so unfair because I still have money, I still have a job, and I can still pay dancers just as well as men can. In fact, the dancers gravitate towards me a lot more than regular dudes. Anyways, I was flabbergasted. I was furious, so angry. My friend, right as this guy is like tossing me out the door, comes around the corner and sees this. And she's like, oh my God, what's happening? And so she can't leave the building because she's still dressed in her little thing. And that's technically like public indecency. And, it just isn't worth risking. So she can't come outside and ask me what happened. So through like varying messages through the outdoor bouncer and the indoor bouncer, she gets the gist. Goes and gets the manager. The manager like tells off the bouncer, the indoor bouncer, and like lets me in, and everyone's like super nice to me from that point on. And I did spend quite a bit of change on the dancers and the shot girls and drinks and just everything because when I go out, I'm gonna have a good time, and how rude. Like, I'm a woman, but does that mean that women don't want to see other women dance? Like, how rude. Anyways, like, I could have been a lesbian for all they know. Like, oh my God. I mean, I'm not, but even if I was, like, who cares? They don't have, like, oh, anyways. Moving on, moving on. So, anyways, I'm sitting there by myself because, of course, my friend is working and she can only come back every so often because they have like specific rounds they have to make. And if they don't, then the floor manager like yells at them. Like, I've seen it happen to other girls who like tried to talk to me for too long and stuff. And unless you're buying them dances, they can get in serious trouble for lurking around you too much. Anyways, so I mean, I guess it depends on the place, but the places around here that happens. Anyways, so all of a sudden I notice there's this group of guys, and it's not like 2 or 3 guys, it's like 8 or 9 guys are taking up this whole slew of tables. Oh God, I keep shaking. I'm sorry. Anyways, so they're taking up like this whole slew of tables kind of like diagonally across from me. Like directly in front of me is the stage, and there I'm to the if you're standing on the stage, I'm to the left of the stage. So they are directly in front of the stage, therefore they're diagonal from me. Because it's like a semicircle stage. Anyways, so one of the guys just keeps like staring at me, like hardcore. Like, these women are up here butt ass naked dancing, very fit, attractive women, and I was wearing like the frumpiest thing ever. Because I wasn't going out to get hit on or to look like anything. I was going out to support my friend. I wasn't even planning on going out that night. So I'm wearing like, jeans, and I don't remember. I think it was kind of chilly, so probably a t-shirt and then a sweaty or a hooded sweatshirt on top of it. So didn't have my hair or makeup done. Just had it in a ponytail. Is what I recall. Like, I just remember like her messaging me, calling me, wanting me to come out, me being like, "Oh, I'm really tired. I don't want to put any effort into how I look." Like, I remember that. So he's just like staring at me nonstop throughout the thing. And I don't handle that kind of stuff well. Like, in retrospect, I don't handle these things well. Like, my instinctive response to feeling uncomfortable is to smile and giggle a little bit because I'm nervous. And that is the worst, worst if you don't want a guy to come over and talk to you. So, anyways, that's exactly what he did. He like, because all the chairs there have wheels on the bottom of them. These particular clubs, I don't know whether that's like standard strip club thing, but they're all like little like eggy chairs with wheels on the bottom. And so he like wheels over to my little one person table and everything. And he's just like, "Can I have?" I was smoking like cloves, and he's like, "Can I have one?" And I was like, "Sure." And I was like, "Oh, thank God." That's all he wanted. Thank God I don't have to like make small talk now because he's just gonna take it and go. So he's all like, "Oh, why are you here? Like, do you like women?" And, like personal questions. And I'm like, "Oh, my friend, she's right there. That one right there." Made sure that he knew that I wasn't just being vague. Like, there is a person here and she knows that I'm here. And I'm like, "That's my friend. And I came with her." See, so I didn't even like I didn't even like make it a question. Like, I came with her and I'm here to support her. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. So it's my friend's birthday or bachelor party, some party. I don't know. I was trying to not pay attention because I didn't really care, and it was really loud. So the general gist was him and his friends. It was his friend's party, and he was there with his friends. And that after they left the strip club, they were going to have a party at one of their residences or a hotel or something. And he wanted me to go with him. And I was just like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. I came with my friend and she is my ride. And he's like, oh, well, I'll drive you. And I was like, no, I can't just leave her. And he's like, sure you can. Why not? And I'm like, because you can't just leave your friends' places. And he's like, sure, I'd leave any one of these guys. And I'm like, that's not good. That's not saying anything for your character. And so anyways, this goes on for a while. And finally he just kind of gives me like this like whatever look and like does that whole like wave thing like get out nah and scooches back over to his friends where he continues to stare at me. And I'm like, so finally my friend comes back and I'm like, and you know, of course it's super loud. So I have to like pull her onto my lap to tell her, which of course I don't mind because then obviously it was giving him like maybe I'm into her or something, you know, like just, I don't know. So anyways, I whisper in her ear, well, I don't whisper, I'm practically shouting, but you know, directly into her ear, I'm like, do you see that creepy guy over there? He keeps staring at me. I feel really uncomfortable. What do I do? He keeps trying to get me to leave with him. And she like grabs me and takes me back to where the dancers like dressing room is and the bathrooms. And I tell her the whole story because of course she couldn't hear me. And I tell her the whole story. So she's like, you know, she gives me like some ideas for what to say and everything. So anyways, I go back out there and the guy comes back over to my table. And his friends at this point are like, dude, you know, like waving him back, like telling him not to come over to my table. Like they have picked up the vibes all the way over there and they haven't even talked to me. And he's like, you know, you really should come with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like, I'll pay you. And I was like, that's what these girls do. You know, they dance for money. So if you guys want to pay to see someone, you know, or talk to someone, they're the one to do. You know, I'm not like suggesting that they're prostitutes and they should take them with them or anything. But anyways, like, but I'm just saying, like, it was so awkward. Like, awkward. Like, why would you say that to someone? I'll pay you to come to my friend's party. Like, weird. Anyway, I'm not an escort. Anyways, so basically this goes on for a while and I'm just like, nope, nope, because at this point I have run out of every single thing I can say. I've already told him that I don't have a ride, that I'm not going with him, that I'm staying with my friend, which of course, you know, I wasn't going to stay until they closed at like 4 in the morning and then drive an hour home. But, you know, like I definitely was not going with him and I was going to say whatever I could say in order to stay out of that situation. And he was just like getting really pushy. Like, but it's a lot of fun and you're gonna have a lot of fun. Just say yes. Just say yes. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, no, I can't do that. Not happening. And then of course, you know, he's getting mad, he's getting cranky that I'm not agreeing with him or just saying that I'm gonna go with him. And I was just like, at this point, I'm just like, no, nope. Just at this point, I'm just shaking my head. No more smiles, no more giggles. Just not even saying anything, just shaking my head. And so, anyways, he leaves my table, goes back over there, and starts like knocking shit off tables. He's so pissed. Like knocks his friends like drinks over. Like he's like standing there like snapping his fingers. Like I can't hear that much, obviously. Like they're shouting like because they're all like what the fuck, and he's just like going ballistic, and then he's like grabbing all their stuff up and like heading out the door. And the DJ like called him out on the intercom. He's just like, y'all boys are getting really rowdy there, you be careful now. And the guy like flipped him off, like grabbing his buddies, like pulling him out the door. They aren't going fast enough. He just walks out like angry as fuck. Pardon my language. Sorry. Anyways. – but anyways, it just It was so ridiculous because I didn't want to go with him. And that is a messed up mentality, in my opinion. But anyway, so looking back, it's pretty funny. Like, it's pretty funny because it was like, whoa. But at the same time, I would just suggest to really think hard before you decide to go with someone from a place, because if I had been like, meh, why not? More partying, more drinking, whatever, then obviously he had some kind of serious temper issues. Who the hell knows where that night would have ended? So just I would recommend being cautious. And also don't take no lip from a bouncer saying you can't be somewhere because you're a woman without a man. Fuck them. Anyways, so I thought it was interesting and just I wanted to share. Anyway, so that's it, and this is me. Bye.